Let me tell you about Laura. Laura was 19 when I first worked with her, and it was probably about 3 years ago now. She was a lettings negotiator for a very small independent estate agent called Chase Evans, based in the Docklands in Canary Wharf in London. When I first sat with Laura, she was straight out of college, so she'd never worked before, obviously never been an estate agent before. And I was spending the day training her and her team on how to take an application, how to take an inquiry, how to book viewings and how to conduct viewings. And I remember one call in particular. It was early in the morning, phone call came in and she answered the phone. "Good morning, Chase Evans, Laura speaking, how can I help?" This gentleman said, "Hi, I hope you can help. I need to rent a one bed in the Docklands urgently. Have you got any stock available?" She said, "Absolutely, we can certainly help. My name's Laura Jackson, who am I speaking with?" He said, "My name's Mike Beard." She said, "Mike, in case we get cut off, what's the best number to reach you on?" She got his mobile. "Mike, can I ask you, who recommended you to Chase Evans?" He said, "Nobody, I've seen your boards around." Well, that's great. The reason I asked, Mike, is most of our business actually comes from recommendation. Now, Mike, you mentioned that you need to move immediately. What's your current situation? So he said, "Well, I'm currently renting a 2-bed in South Quay in the Docklands, but I have to get out." She said, "Okay, that's great, I can help. What's the reason, if you don't mind me asking?" "Well, unfortunately, I've just split up with my fiancée on the weekend. It's hideous, and I have to leave immediately." "Fine, okay, I'm very sorry to hear that," she said. "Have you actually served notice to your landlord?" "We have indeed. We've got a month to move out." "Fine. Challenge accepted," Laura said. "I can help you." So you mentioned the Docklands. Where specifically in the Docklands would you like to be? He said, "Well, I work in Cabot Square in Canary Wharf, so I need to be near a DLR." "Okay, brilliant. Out of interest, what do you do for work?" He said, "I'm a trader. I work for Morgan Stanley." "Okay, and when you say you need to be near a DLR, what do you deem as near?" He said, "Well, 10-minute, 15-minute walk would suffice." Fantastic. And in terms of the actual property itself, what's on your wish list and what will you not compromise on? He said, "Well, as I said, it must be near a DLR. I won't compromise on that because I don't drive." He said, "In an ideal world, I'd love it if there's a gym on site or a gym nearby because I go to the gym 5 days a week." "Okay, anything else that I need to know about?" He said, "Yeah, I'd like, I can only afford a 1-bed, but I'd like as much living space as possible. That's where I'm going to spend most of my time." "Okay, brilliant. And what have you seen so far, Mike?" "I haven't. This has literally just happened over the weekend." "Fine. You mentioned affordability. What are you thinking of spending per month?" He said, "Well, my absolute maximum is going to be about $1,650 a month." Perfect. From what you've told me, Mike, I've got 2 properties you need to see. We've had a lot of interest in both of them. One is next to my office in Island of Dogs, and one is literally in Limehouse, the next stop along. We've had a lot of interest, so I need you to come today. I can fit you in at 4:45 or 6:15. What suits you? He said, "Yeah, 6:15 is perfect." She took his email address and sent him an email to confirm, and the phone went down. About 6 o'clock, he came to the office, and I stayed there to go out on the viewing. When he turned up, she made him a coffee, we sat down, and she just summarised the conversation, just like I did with you guys. And she said to him, "Have I missed anything?" "Not at all. You've covered everything." She said, "Great, well, let's go and look at the first one." So on the walk to the first property, which was a stone throw away from the office, she said, "Mike, you mentioned you go to the gym regularly." She put her hand in her pocket and gave him 3 gym passes. She said, "Our local gym here is Gym Box. Here you go, so when you move to this side, check out the gym." She then went to the first property, showed him round, answered every question he said. What's the service charge? What is the nearest DLR station? What's the average bill size, he asked. She could answer everything. We then went and saw the second property. Again, got some feedback, answered the questions, brought him back to the office and said, "Out of the 2 you've just seen, which one do you want to offer on?" He said, "The second one. I really loved it. It's perfect." Great. Got an offer. The following day, the landlord accepted the offer. 10 days later, Mike moved in. Laura sent him a congratulations card, a generic card, not branded. Dear Mike, congratulations on your new home. All the best, Laura. I thought that was exceptional, from start to finish. But it wasn't world class. It was an exceptional call. She did a lot of things right, but it wasn't world class. To me, there were 3 things really missing to make that world class. And before I go into that and discuss what those things were, let's just break down, why did I think it was exceptional? Let's just look at the phone call itself. She didn't say, can I register you? Can I get your details? That monotonous, painful conversation that applicants are so bored of hearing. She said, my name's Laura Jackson, who am I speaking with? Then she got the full name. In case we get cut off, what's the best number to reach you on? She's now registering him. Can I ask you, who recommended you to Chase Evans? Not, how did you hear about us? Which most agents don't even ask. So she got the source of the inquiry and gave that wonderful perception that they always get recommended. Nice perception to give. Every question she asked was open. What have you seen? What's on your wish list? What will you not compromise on? When you say near, what do you deem as near? She had what I say is a conversation, interrogation. You imagine a friend of yours you're out in the pub with a friend and they said, yeah, I'm thinking of move to your area. You wouldn't go, budget, number of bedrooms, I hope. You'd have a chat. How come, you'd say? Oh, my missus has just got a new job. Fantastic, what's she doing? You're human. You'd have a conversation. Do your team have conversations? Or do they sound like the robots that Andrew spoke about earlier? Every question was open. By asking the right questions, she was able to recommend 2 properties. It transpired after that viewing, they were the only 2 properties Laura had available. But she didn't need to say that. I hear it day in, day out, the negotiators, oh, we've only got 2 one-beds. Doesn't really look that great. But from what you've told me, Mike, I've got 2 properties you must see. Yes, they happen to be the only 2 we've got available. He doesn't need to know that. It's how it's positioned. She asked for the viewing. She didn't say, I'll email your details. If you're interested, email me. I know you think most agents don't do that. I would say 90% of agents do that. I'll email your details if you like them. Get in touch. That's what I see day in, day out. When she closed him for times, she very cleverly said 1:45 or 1:15. Why did she do that? She now looked busier. The truth is she was available all afternoon. But it doesn't look great. I said, yeah, I'm free all day. When's good for you? Doesn't look great. 1:45, 1:06 sounds busier. Same as 99p sounds cheaper than £1. She got his email details, she emailed and got a viewing booked. What about when he turned up at the office? How many of your negotiators meet at the office as opposed to the property? 95% of agents I work with meet at the property, along with every single other agent. We're no different. Default should be at the office. You guys have got good-looking offices. I've been to a lot of them. Meet at the office. If you're doing viewings at lunchtime, meet them at their office. Pick them up. If they come in by tube, be at the tube station with a Northwood branded umbrella because it will be raining. It's the little things that make the big difference. But most agents meet at the property where you can't possibly build rapport. When she walked to the first property, she gave him some free gym passes. To me, that was genius. Not only did she listen, but she acted on it. I asked her, how did you think of that? Very clever. She went to the local gym called Gym Box. And she said, I'm a negotiator moving people in and out this area every day. Would you like more members? She said. He said, well, of course I would. He said, great, give me some free gym passes. And if an applicant shows an interest, I'll hand them out. So not only does she now have a free gym pass, but she gives them out to every applicant that shows an interest. She got some great feedback. She could answer every question. Can you honestly say, hand on heart, your team can answer every question of the questions they hear every day? Average bill size, service charge, nearest station, and many more that we're going to talk about. She asked for an offer, not would you like to, which one? She got the offer was accepted, he moved in, she sent a congratulations card. I thought the card was genius. She bought 1,000 from Costco. And every time that an applicant moves in, she sends a card every single week. I proposed in the Lake District about 10 years ago, actually it's my 10-year anniversary next month. And I proposed in a hotel called the Langdale Chase. The only reason I know it's called the Langdale Chase is every year they send me an anniversary card. How did that happen? Because when I proposed, I said to them, I'm going to pop the question, can you set up a private room for me, make it really romantic and special? Which they did. So they knew the date of my anniversary is the 22nd of October. Every year I've had an anniversary card from them. It's cost them about a tenner. I've recommended about 15 of my couple friends to that hotel that have all stayed there on the back of my recommendation. They've probably made about £5,000 and it's cost them a tenner.